First, let's talk about example 1. These are some typical questions about directed numbers. The most important thing is to stick to the rules of mixed operations of directed numbers. For example, in part A, -5 minus 3 times bracket -4. Which part should we do first? Always do multiplication and division first, followed by addition and subtraction. So we first calculate 3 times -4, which is -12. By doing so, we can get the first mark. Next, do the subtraction. Remove the brackets, subtracting -12 turns out to be adding +12. The expression becomes -5 plus 12. We obtain +7. Since the answer is positive, the positive sign can be omitted. Here we get the second mark. In part B, it is in fraction form. We should handle the denominator and the numerator separately. First, in the denominator, -2 plus 4 equals +2. In the numerator, 4 times -2 is -8. We can obtain the first mark if we get both values correct. Then, dividing -8 by 2 equals -4, which is the final answer. We can obtain the second mark. Example 1 is done. In example 2, we are going to calculate the score of a student in a quiz. As stated in the question, each student has to answer 25 questions. 4 points will be given for each correct answer. 2 points will be deducted for each wrong answer, and 1 point will be deducted for each unanswered question. Sylvia answers 14 questions correctly, 6 questions incorrectly, and does not answer 5 questions. Is Sylvia's score higher than 40? Actually, the question is asking you to calculate Sylvia's score in the quiz. We can represent her score like this. She answers 14 questions correctly and obtains 4 points for each question. We write 14 times +4. She answers 6 questions incorrectly and got 2 points deducted for each question. What should be the expression for this part? It should be 6 times -2. Finally, she does not answer 5 questions and got 1 point deducted for each question. We write 5 times -1. Add these 3 terms together. We get the first mark for setting the correct expression. Then, all we need to do is to work on the computation of directed numbers. 14 times +4 equals 56. 6 times -2 equals -12. And 5 times -1 equals -5. Remove the brackets, we have 56 minus 12 minus 5. So Sylvia's score is 39, where we will get the second mark. To obtain the final mark, we will need to give an explanation to your answer. The question is asking whether Sylvia's score is higher than 40. Since 39 is less than 40, that means Sylvia's score is not higher than 40. We can obtain the final mark if we give the correct answer and explanation. Note that you cannot get this final mark if you just write down the conclusion without an explanation. It's time for MC Question Tutor. This question requires us to read the values of A, B, and C on a number 9. Then calculate the value of A times bracket B minus C. Take note that 2 units on this number 9 represents 1. So how many does each unit represent? Yes, each unit represents 0.5. Here, this is 1. So A equals 2. B is 2 units to the left of 0, which is negative 1. C is 3 units to the left of B. What is the value of C? C should be negative 2.5. Substitute the corresponding values into the expression. That is, 2 times bracket negative 1 minus negative 2.5. First, handle the operation in the brackets. Remove the brackets in direct numbers. It becomes 2 times bracket negative 1 plus 2.5. Negative 1 plus 2.5 equals 1.5. 2 times 1.5 equals 3. The answer is C. Actually, even if 1 is not given on the number 9, according to the position of 0, we can still cross out some of the options. First, A is on the right of 0, which means A is a positive number. Next, B is on the right of C, which means B is greater than C. So B minus C must be positive. We can conclude that A times bracket B minus C will be a positive number times a positive number. Given that the product of 2 positive numbers is positive, options A and B are not possible. This sense can help us get rid of some wrong answers.